Hey, this is Calvin Porteous. You're listening to the Unbelievers podcast.
There were several groups. One of the principal ones was the reptilians from the Orion complex.
Without any exaggeration, it was like being on fire inside.
Rats were eating you up inside.
This stuff was in my mouth. It felt like it was 500 degrees. It was unbelievably hot.
My first question would be, were you a member of the Church of Satan, a card-carrying member of the Church of Satan?
I don't understand.
There's always an argument for everything. You know, just because somebody can fake something doesn't necessarily mean it's
World War, and we found a life form. And that's when I started shitting my pants.
So for the person who called, I am carrying an alien.
An alien baby, we covered right here, okay?
Okay.
Something is happening. What is it? That's the question. So do UFOs exist? It depends on what you mean exist.
TV Monster Hunters, a small collection of brave souls who have dedicated their on-screen careers to the noble pursuit of mystery solving, myth confirming, and possibly being featured on this very podcast. Every one of them, from the mountain monsters to the Alaska monsters, and even the blimp on the bayou, have had their chance to win us over through their exciting and thought-provoking field research. But once again, there is another that we will discuss tonight as the Unbelievers dive into the freshest 40 and Files related program you can currently find, a program dedicated to continuing the research of a famed cryptozoologist from the past using the latest and greatest investigative tools of the now. So don't get claustrophobic and prepare to dip your biscuits as we uncover Lost Monster Files, Arkansas Cave Dragon, right in the program where you continue to learn to unlearn everything you know. Hello and welcome to the Unbelievers podcast. I'm Russ Ryan, and joining me tonight is Drea Mora. Hello, Drea.
Hello.
And also joining tonight is Chris Porteous. What's up, Chris?
Hey, man. Excited to be here to discuss some hideous beasts. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, and yes, this is maybe a theme coming from last week, more hideous beasts. But yeah, last week was also our, last episode was our, we realized it was a 6-year anniversary of the show. And I don't know, I usually don't do this in the beginning. Maybe we'll do a little bit of an announcement here. Kind of the deal I had with that, the logo of the show, Drea, our podcast logo.
I do.
I do too. And kind of a deal, we've had that thing for 6 years. As much as I love it, I
was starting to forget it, but, now I remembered.
Yeah, look on your app. You'll see it. I still love it, but we've been 6 years in. I kind of want to update that thing. I would like to get some kind of new logo, maybe going into next year. And I'm going to put it out there. If there are any artists, any creative types, anyone who's done a podcast logo, reach out if you would be interested in helping us out. I have some artist friends I'm reaching out to. And this isn't some kind of contest or anything. This would be a paying gig. You'll be paid as an artist. The holidays are coming up and all that. So this is a real gig. I would like to change the logo. And there's a couple things, little small tweaks we'll be doing going into next year. Because, man, it's 6 years of this show. And we love doing it. And we're definitely going forward with a lot more, especially tonight. You guys excited for tonight?
Sure.
Yeah, man. I had fun with this show, so I'm excited to see if we honed in on the same little bits that could be good clips.
Well, and also this is a bit of a 180 from, look, I think Cowboy H-Bub did something to me. I need to wash the Kentucky Cryptids off of me. You got to know that feeling. So let's get into it. Tonight, we are getting into Lost Monster Files, Arkansas Cave Demon.
Well, tell me what you see. I could not be sure, but it looked like me. So open your eyes to things you don't believe. Then look inside. There you will find me.
Yeah. That's Hunter with Cave Demon. There we go. Perfect for our topic tonight. We will once again be peeking into the world of hidden monsters, also known as cryptids. And of course, last episode, we dove into the work of a man named Cowboy H-Bub in his absurd documentary, Kentucky Cryptids, which was really bad. One of the worst shows out there. Check it out on Tubi. But tonight, This is going to be a complete 180. I needed a palate cleanser after that, and boy, did we find one, as we'll be discussing an all-new monster hunting program from the good people at the Discovery Channel titled Lost Monster Files, as they hunt for an elusive cave monster from Arkansas. Now, had you guys heard of this program at all before watching that?
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, not me either. And I was really, it has a vibe of like it has a vibe of like the 2008 like cryptid hunting or ghost hunting team show. It's like these guys aren't quite. They're making it for an earlier time period, and I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I kind of saw that too. And not hearing of this, that is understandable because this show had its premiere on October 8th of this very year. This is the newest of the new. It is so fresh that the episode we are covering tonight came out on November 13th, the same day we released our last episode. So while we're out there with this stupid Cowboy H-Bub and all that, they are putting out this show, Lost Monster Files. So what is this show, Lost Monster Files? And you're right about it seeming like a throwback. It's a very generic name. It feels like something, yes, that came out 10 years ago. Old news. Well, no. Well, not only is it not old news, spoiler alert, it's not bad either. In fact, this might be one of the best paranormal shows in recent history.
It was shooting stuff.
Sorry, have to hit that. That's a fact. That is a fact, I believe. And maybe I think that because of Kentucky Cryptids and the Cowboy H-Bub experience. It's pretty fresh in the brain. But let's find out. Here is the official description. A team of experts with exclusive access to famed cryptozoologist Ivan Sanderson's lost archive will reinvestigate his biggest unexplained cases. Using recent encounters and modern tech, they will find the truth behind these mysterious beasts. And, this show has a theme. It's based on the work of OG cryptid researcher Ivan Sanderson, and I don't think he came up in our Four Horsemen episode, but he is a very famed, one of the early cryptozoologists. The OG, would you say, Chris?
Well, they make the claim in the intro that he founded cryptozoology, which that's pretty bold. I don't know if that's accurate or not. I didn't do my research.
They said he came up with the word, and I've actually seen that come up too, that he coined the term cryptozoology. So he, pretty big claim that you can lay in this whole genre of things. And as a guy I'm sure a lot of our listeners you may have heard of, but for the casual monster fans, the intro to this program is very, very educational.
In the mid-20th century, scientist Ivan Sanderson set out to separate fact from fiction. He investigated hundreds of frightening encounters with unexplained creatures around the world.
Our next guest tonight is one of the world's leading naturalists, accumulating material for some 30 years.
As the founder of cryptozoology, he built the most extensive archive of unclassified creatures on Earth.
There seem to be a lot of these creatures in our continent, in South America, and Africa, and all over Asia.
But following his death in the 1970s, that archive
disappeared.
Until now.
Shit.
Armed with modern tech and Sanderson's lost research,
we need to take this and compare it to what's in the archives.
A team of experts will reinvestigate his unexplained cases using up-to-the-minute research and predator expertise.
I've never seen wildlife do this.
There's nothing like that should be doing that here.
Holy. Can Sanderson's files lead to an incredible new insight and take another creature from myth
Did you see that?
to reality?
Guess what? I'm sold. Very cool. The UFO community has, they have the Holzer files, and now the Monster Maniacs, you get the Sanderson files, or whatever, Lost Monster files.
Yeah, they have to be files. They can't call it anything but files, or else it's not.
It gives it more of an official thing, calling it like files. Yeah, and I guess you got a good point. You bring up like X-Files and stuff like that. Everything kind of. But Holzer files is kind of a current UFO thing going back into the files.
How do they get lost, though? That's what I always wonder with these things. Like, maybe it's just the logistical nightmare. Like, somebody has to pay for like 18 filing cabinets about Tasmanian tigers and stuff to be transported somewhere. And it just gets, lags in development hell for 30 years.
I know. I mean, it's like, I wonder how these files were lost in the first place, but they have been obtained and investigated for television. And I'm going to give the show credit for a lot of things. But the first that stood out to me was the fact that they do not waste anyone's time covering the same old cryptids that we've seen on Monster Quest or Mountain Monsters or, dare I say, Alaska Monsters. And that stood out to me. And what we'll be featuring tonight is the episode about the cave dragon of Arkansas. And they get right to business now and explain that Ivan Sanderson had been actively looking for cave dragons in the Ozarks in the 70s. And what I found cool, though, was that the actual recording of the late Ivan talking about the dragon is played on the show. And here is Ivan Sanderson from the distant past. Roll the literal tape.
There are a number of unexplored regions of our universe. In the summer of 1969, I began correspondence with Lawrence High of Kansas City, Missouri. He wrote to me that in the seemingly endless caverns of the Ozarks, there have been numerous recent sightings of a mysterious reptilian creature. Now, considering it is not too far north climatically, and there are still enormous areas of North and South America that have not been professionally collected, might it be possible that there is an indigenous, large, semi-aquatic lizard in this area?
Sanderson was on a team who discovered that bioluminescent salamander.
And they actually named the cave in the area after him.
And I remember him talking a lot about the possibility of other known, undiscovered species living in the cave systems.
So, I got a guy I think you might want to talk to. His name is Lee. He's seeing some sort of large reptilian creature, he doesn't know what it is, on his property. And he believes it might be the creature they call the Gowrow.
Yep, he said, that's the Gowrow, all right. So Sanderson's files tells us that he was looking for this thing, a cave dragon sounding almost lizard man adjacent or gator man, and now a guy named Lee is seeing it.
Yeah, the artist rendering of this beast is like a child's sketch of like it's like a Komodo dragon, like with a mane and like a tail that looks like it's like split in multiple parts. Like it's pretty impressive.
It's impressive for a child,
right? It's like if you were a kid and if you handed it to someone, you'd be like, "Oh, you drew a tall alligator." Like, but it's not that tall. Like a dog's length paw standing up version of an alligator, which still seems like a completely different beast. This is the Gowrow, and so at the end of the clip, we heard two of the researchers that make up Team Sanderson or Team Lost Files. Look, this is not like Ames or TAPS or Beast. I don't think they have a catchy acronym. They don't need one, not for this. And there we heard from investigator and host Brittany Barbieri and cryptozoologist Charlie Minshew. And they are reviewing the Sanderson files on the Gowrow on a very cool set. I know you didn't get to see it, Drea, but Chris, what do you think of their Sanderson file set? It was very cool. It was like national treasure in there.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I don't know if that, I'm sort of not convinced that those Sanderson tapes are legit. If they are, that's a gold mine. It reminds me of like the Dr. Nobi recording from Evil Dead, where it's just like, I mean, of course they layered on some like tape noises, but
right, it sounded like a film playing, like you were like going to watch a film, like just a regular film, like in class, the way they put that tape in there. I don't know if these are reel to reel recordings we're hearing, or that effect is cool. You kind of need that to give it that dated thing. And man, I don't know, but something about hearing those actual recordings of Ivan Sanderson, it's like it has me really believing in cave monsters right now. Again, roll it.
These creatures, while descendants of their terrestrial relatives, have evolved to withstand and perhaps even thrive in the depths of caverns. They lose primary organs, such as eyes, and mature to blindness. Surviving in the thick of any number of uncharted cave systems, with subterranean shelter and evolution, anything is possible.
Makes sense. Yeah, so we need to get deeper in these caves. Why are we wasting our time having jobs? There could be Morlocks, bat creatures, bands we never heard of. I'm with Sanderson. I'm glad I didn't know about these files before.
You're glad you didn't know about them?
Yeah, because I would have been in these caves immediately, hearing all this.
Now you're going to be in the caves now. That's not good.
I don't know. We'll find out by the end of this if I think I can handle anything like that. And so we've already met on the team. We met Brittany Barbieri. She's a cryptozoologist, and Charlie Mushaw. He's a field scientist and technology specialist. I think I got to screw that up before. But the other members we're going to meet shortly are Troy Lilly. He's a predator behaviorist, and Justin Igualada. He is the wildlife specialist. And I just want to point out something. There is not a single Huckleberry or Tank or Cowboy. This is a very serious and capable team. Wait, I say Tank?
No
Blimp.
nicknames allowed here.
I meant Blimp. There isn't a single Blimp sighting on any teams like this. These are all very serious and capable team. And so they mentioned some sightings. You know, the Gaurau is kind of a very lesser-known cryptid. I mean, these archives were lost forever. Now we know. But there are sightings and mentions in 1897, 1935, and then the 70s. That's when Ivan Sanderson came in. But there's also sightings today. So Charlie and Brittany decide to keep the Sanderson dream alive by finding this Gaurau monster, and they head out to meet fellow team members Troy and Justin to begin the investigation. And they have to do, this is one thing that I almost was a bad son watching this. They had to do the scene we've talked about and clipped so many times from every show, the driving together in a truck conversation. It usually ends in a joke, a terrible one. We all know this scene, yes?
Yeah, this is like Joseph Campbell cryptid hunting right here.
Right. It is. It's like a rite of passage for every Monster Hunt show. It's their version of like a harbinger. So let's hear their drive time Gaurau banter.
Through all the collective accounts, they are seeing very similar creature. And Lee has had the most amount of accounts on his property.
The description of this creature is just fascinating because
The body structure is extremely unique. A reptilian type species with large tusks, on all fours with a super long tail, and notably spikes that ran down its back and on its tail.
So essentially we're looking for Bowser.
Oh, is that a fact sound there?
Oh, boy.
There, everyone. So, yes, and I got to say, fact, the Mountain Monsters must have ruined me for truck jokes because that actually sounded natural the way they were talking, and it's also a good description. This thing is a lot like Bowser.
I'm definitely going to use that in my head. That's not that's not a bad one to go with, I guess. I don't know. I didn't see the original picture.
Well, he's like a little more intimidating than Bowser, but a little more primitive. It's weird. This doesn't get much attention before. It sucks that Ivan's files have been lost for so long. We could all be meeting at Gaurau Cave Fest had we known about this at some point. We don't. But so the team arrive at the house of this Gaurau witness guy named Lee, who can be best described as looking like a full-on Santa man. This guy, Lee, he's got a big beard, a jolly stomach, rosy cheeks, and he gives his tale of the Gaurau on Lost Monster Files.
There's so many of them, I don't even know where to start. My kids and grandkids were over, and the grandkids had gone down to the pond, and they come running back up after about 15 minutes, and they were hollering, "Poppy, Poppy." I went down there, and there was something in the pond that was just rolling and boiling the water. Definitely looks more reptilian and not a mammal. And you could see the definition of the muscles. So I went in the house, I got my rifle, I come outside, and I pumped 19 shots into whatever that was. Didn't phase it. I didn't even see blood.
And then you hit it.
Oh, definitely hit it. I'm a veteran. I'm trained to hit the target.
Okay, thank you for your service. And yeah, I found this guy very believable. I don't know a ton about guns though, but 19 rounds is a very specific amount.
Yeah, he said he said 19 shots. That's I thought he was just giving him a lot of alcohol.
I know. And did he have a pistol? You go ahead and reloaded it a couple times, or has he got like a AK or something? But I got a couple.
He had multiple guns. He's just like Rambo it out.
Yeah, he's out there going.
They were hollering, "Poppy, Poppy."
If you hear that,
I'm your worst nightmare.
Yeah, it reminded me of that Danny DeVito Always Sunny in Philadelphia meme where he's just like, "So I started blasting."
Yeah.
I was kind of picturing that too.
They were hollering, "Poppy, Poppy."
So yeah, he's out there blasting, and I don't know why. We can definitely use this to make this guy sound worse, but we can also use it.
Oh, definitely hit it. I'm a veteran. I'm trained to hit the target.
Yeah, you hit that thing?
Oh, definitely hit.
All right. You get the idea. You get the idea. So since this thing is known as it was Lee. Since this thing is known as a cave dragon, they asked Lee if there are any nearby caves, and there are not. The only culprit for this kind of creature could be something known as the alligator snapping turtle or an actual alligator, which they point out are not indigenous to this area of Arkansas. They show a very helpful map showing that there are no waterways for alligator travel nearby this. And, they drop some facts, too, on this. They let you know that alligators can move about a mile a day on land, which is pretty sad. I had no idea. And they actually show on this map the exact location of Lee's house to give you perspective of this, thus doxing him. He got doxed in the show, but I don't know. He's a veteran. I wouldn't bother with him because...
Oh, definitely hit it. I'm a veteran. I'm trained to hit the target.
So even though this show does give away Lee's exact location, do not attempt to meet him. And now it's time for the other half of this team to get some action. Justin and Troy. These are the two wildlife guys of the show. These are like the wild boys almost. And they go to this pond that Lee blasted. He went out blasting his 19 rounds in. And it gets decided by Troy that he will not be the one entering this disgusting whole pond of horror.
So you're getting in the water?
I'm getting in the water.
I'm not getting in the water.
I gotta get in the water?
Yes, sir.
I'm dipping biscuits.
Always. You always do. You always do. Let's just do it.
What?
I've tracked and captured all different kinds of animals. We're talking about alligators, crocodiles, a lot of invasive species. I tend to remain extremely calm no matter what the situation is, and that, I think, has saved my life on countless occasions.
Cool, yeah, cool as they come. This guy, Justin, he actually goes into this very murky, kind of gross pond, and he has to
biscuits.
Oh, you like that? Yeah, I never heard that term. We're coining that now too. Here we go. I mean, what does this mean?
I gotta get in the water.
Yes, sir.
I'm dipping biscuits.
Always. You always do. You always do. Let's just do it.
You always freaking dipping biscuits. Look, there he goes again, dipping biscuits.
You think about it, you can use it for everything. It's like, oh man, I got to come in on Saturday?
I got to get in the water.
Yes, sir.
I'm dipping biscuits.
I'm dipping biscuits.
You always do. You always do. Let's
I know. Still. So anytime you have to do something shitty, you're dipping biscuits. I like that.
I'm gonna use that for good stuff too. Like if you're excited, it sounds like, ooh, going to McDonald's, I'm dipping biscuits.
I'm dipping biscuits. And well, you can actually probably literally dip biscuits at McDonald's.
Yeah,
I gotta get in the water.
Yes, sir.
I'm dipping biscuits.
Always. You always do. You always do. Let's just do it.
These guys have been on a lot of previous. You always dip biscuits. What are you talking about? Why would you not be dipping biscuits?
He's never not dipping biscuits.
He's getting his biscuits wet. That's what he's trying to say.
Soaking.
No, he does get soaking because he has to feel around the bottom of this entire pond looking for whatever Lee shot. The assumption is that whatever Lee shot a while ago is still down there. And I was very nervous watching him. Something about pond scouring I didn't know was so, I don't know, I won't say triggering, but, I don't know. I consider this whole thing highly unsafe. So consider this next clip a PSA from Safety Russ about ponds.
Alligator snapping turtles are the largest known freshwater turtles in the Western Hemisphere. With spiked ridges along its thick shell and an elongated tail, the testudinal can weigh over 300 pounds. Their powerful jaws exert a bite force of 1,000 pounds per square inch, snapping through logs or a human arm with ease.
Logs.
Yeah, I'm not worried about cryptids anymore. And I will also say these snapping turtles can hold their breath for a very long time. Steer clear of all ponds. That's my PSA for this evening.
Yeah, I always do. I can't stand the idea. I mean, even lakes, they're just like, ew. It's standing water, and then you hear about the freaking amoebas, brain-eating amoeba in there. I'm not gonna, ew.
Too much stuff going on. And so watching Justin go under the browned pond water, risking all extremities for this show, you give him respect. He's almost as brave as Blimp. I know I mentioned him earlier. Remember Blimp? He was very brave too. So you're right up there with Blimp. But unfortunately, they find no evidence of mean turtle or alligator, but they do discover something that could lead to this being a cave dragon.
Right there, right under that tree, the farther I dig, the colder it gets.
It looks like this thing may be actually spring-fed.
It's colder.
Which that means that there's an aquifer and there's an opening under here and it could go anywhere.
That's fresh water coming up.
That's incredible. This means that there are large cavities, definitely filled with water on this property. So my guess is that the cavity that we're standing above is connected to other cave systems. So what this means is that there's water coming from an unknown source. We don't know what's filling the aquifer, whether it's a cave or other source of water. The creature could be using it to travel in and out of this area. We have to go find that source. It could help lead us directly to this mysterious creature.
Oh. So there are aquifers leading to monster caves. And that's how the Gaurau could have got away. They actually kind of figured something out in this pond.
Wow. Look at them go.
I'll give it to them.
Poppy.
Yeah, and then and here we are. So digging around this pond actually paid off. They find that it actually leads to an aquifer that could lead to all kind of things, even though there's no caves nearby at least. And it gets even more scientific when they reach out to a guy named Drew Westerman, hydrologist. And that might be a first. That's right up there with Berger Martha Yule from Rods. We got a hydrologist. And Drew can be best described as a cave dude, not a caveman. This is a very intelligent guy, but he's been developing his cave smart since he was 14. He's from the caves, yo. And Drew proves his worth as a hydrologist to Charlie with this bit of cave smarts that might lead to some Gaurau.
Right here. All right. Along this river, we have lots of springs. Notable springs that are contributing flow that are coming out of cave systems.
Well, the farm we were at is right here.
It's close.
Right?
I would be willing to bet you are sitting on top of a large cave system that you just hadn't found yet.
Putting all the pieces together, knowing what we know now, there's a cave system under Lee's Pond. According to legend, the Gaurau was a cave creature, and Sanderson believed that these caves could support previously undiscovered life. So our next steps are obviously trying to go underground. We just have to find the entrance. Okay, how do we get in there?
I think I can get you to the nearest access point that may get you to a large underground cavern.
Do they have awards for monster hunting shows? Why does it seem so much better than so many of the shows in this genre? Did Cowboy H-Bub break me or something?
I think so. I think that is actually watching that documentary is what got you all messed up. Yeah, it's ruined you.
Yeah, you've just seen too many blimp ideas that when you see a half decent, it's a pretty bad idea still that these guys have, but it's like an order of magnitude better than a blimp idea, so it's tripping you out.
Right, and just the natural order of it. Then you go from Sanderson to this guy Lee to aquifers and caves, and it gets better too as the team gets to gear up and explore the cave that was suggested to them by the Drew-rologist. And so here we go. The whole group, they go there to go to a cave that is recommended, and after splitting up into pairs to check out the multiple tunnels in this terrifying, cool, gross cave. Once I entered this cave, I got really nervous for them, which is odd. I gotta ask you, Chris. You watched this. Would you go in this cave?
I think I would be pretty. I would feel pretty confident that that what's inside there is probably not Bowser, so I would do it. But the real danger in caves, man. You got rock could fall on you. You could get stuck trying to crawl through a little passage. That's what's about those.
I think that's the root of all the fear as soon as they enter this cave. I've seen that stupid picture of that guy who crawled in that one spot in that cave and, just couldn't get out in any way and just died in there. And I don't know why that image always gets stuck in my head watching any of these. I was waiting for any second for Justin or somebody to end up falling into something where they couldn't get him out. It's a terrifying thought. As I guess caves are kind of ruined, but you got to be brave, and these guys are, for sure. I'll give them that. And like any good paranormal show, they bust out some tech. And I've never seen this particular thing used before. This is some high-level sorcery that Troy and Charlie utilize here. Check this out.
So we have a very special tool at our disposal. It's a spherical 360 camera, and usually it's used in military and law enforcement situations. You throw it into the space that you want to investigate before walking in. It's big in there. It opens up.
It's huge in there.
Oh, yeah?
What is that? Is that a hole?
I don't know what that is. So you're immediately aware of any potential dangers. It's instant situational awareness.
Yeah, so these little camera ball they throw in there, I think these are used in Call of Duty, and I guess in real life too. But Now, this is a cryptid hunter must-have. Chris, I know you're a bit of a tech guy. You know about these 360 cameras you can just throw anywhere?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting conceptually, right? Because you're looking on a screen, but you're technically seeing all the way around you at one time. So it's, it's kind of like how a fly sees or something like that. It's pretty fun.
It is, and the way they do it, so they throw this thing in the cave, then they've got like a little iPad or their phone or something with an app, and they can completely check out the entire thing. And yes, believe me, it's not lost on me. We're going beyond dipping biscuits because
it's big in there. It opens up. It's huge in there.
It opens up.
Man. Man.
Another classic from the. I love it that the most straightforward shows give us the best clips. This is better than anything last time.
What is that? Is that a hole? I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is, but
it's big in there.
They were hollering, Poppy, Poppy.
It's huge in there.
They were hollering, Poppy, Poppy.
All right. Oh, now I'm sorry, Lee. I didn't mean to mix you up in all this smut to dip biscuits. I know.
Yes,
I know.
I'll definitely hit it. I'm a veteran.
I know.
I'm trained to hit the target.
I'll leave it alone.
So you. Never mind. I'm gonna hold my reservation. I'm gonna hold my accusations against you.
Please do, because I'm definitely going to do way more of this. And yes, using tech is cool. I love this. But this guy Troy, he is some kind of beastmaster. He is like a reptile guy. And while he's there, he's kind of one of these two are the wild boys of it. He makes a cool find.
You know what this is?
No.
It's urate.
Like excrement?
Yes. Urate is the way a reptile kind of digests calcium.
Are you sure? It's massive.
This is urate. Reptiles do it. Snakes, iguanas, monitor lizards, even tortoises will pile up a big bunch of it sometimes.
Oh my God, yes,
lasts a long
reptiles.
time. It's kind of like the best way to describe it is like chalk. Makes me think that we got a big thing in here. This is obviously from a large animal. I mean, normally if it was at my place, it'd be one of my crocodiles, alligators, or one of my large anacondas.
Your place?
When they defecate, what they consume, a lot of the calcium comes out with it, and it comes, in layman terms, as urate.
Yeah, urate. And this guy, Troy, he's got it all over his house. And I will say, when they find it, they get very intimate with this reptile pee poo, and I'm pretty sure one of them tasted it, allegedly. They were doing all kind of stuff when they found it. He's like, oh, this is 100% anaconda pee or poo or reptile poo. Have you heard of such a thing? I didn't know urate was a thing.
I had never heard of the term, but I've seen it.
Maybe I'm the only one, the one degen here. I know we're all degens, but like the one who like had the phase of exotic pets in their youth. But yeah, man, I had some snakes for a while. But these guys are like, it's like you, when you're a snake guy, you always want to, like, any opportunity you have to like explain like snake life cycle and biology to random bystanders and annoy them with facts like that. It's relatable. I'm out of that phase now, but I understand.
No, I would even give him a pass for it, because he gave me one of my favorite things ever, a list.
Reptiles do it. Snakes, iguanas, monitor lizards, even tortoises will pile up a big bunch of it sometimes.
You just keep going on and on, just naming reptiles. Please go on. What about alligator snapping turtles? Yeah, so we can put them in there.
Birds?
As well.
No. Cats?
So I love this team. This is the Beast team. They go and find urate. But the other team in this is Justin and Brittany. I'm glad to see them back together. After all these years, we've got a cryptid hunting show with Justin and Brittany, and they find a tunnel with some water. And they go through this very claustrophobic cavern, and they find this really big, vast, open cave with water falling from above. It looked like Minecraft, but it was they did find a very cool cavern with water flowing from the ceiling. And in this little pond that they find at the bottom of this thing, they find a little hidden creature. And as we learned last time, that's a cryptid, right, Drea? A little hidden creature?
Yeah, absolutely. All creatures that hide.
This is a cryptid, right? Everything is a cryptid. Well, here we go. Let's hear Justin and Brittany.
Look, watch.
Oh my God, look at this little thing. What is it?
It's a little crayfish. And this is exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for a water source.
I've heard it both ways.
We're looking for wildlife. And we have something here. And this is a perfect example of adaptation to a cave system. We turn all our lights off. There is absolutely no light in here, none whatsoever. So this little crayfish right here has no pigment because it doesn't need it. So For years and years and years, these things have evolved to be able to survive in cave systems like this. So he's looking around. Well, he's not looking around. He's blind. He doesn't need to see. He can't see. It's completely dark.
So I always imagine cave creatures as being like gross or slimy. This little guy they find, this little crayfish or crawfish, is cute. This is some weird cave crawfish that is translucent. It is evolved to live in this cave, and it's super cute. It's called the Benton County crawfish. It's a very rare creature, barely observed, and cute as hell.
And it's from Benson County. So, you know, if you're looking for cuties, go to Benson County.
You gotta dig real deep to find it too, and you gotta be a little bit insulting. I like Justin here when he's talking about the fact that it's blind.
So he's looking around. Well, he's not looking around. He's blind.
He can't see shit.
Yeah, and then goes on to explain for like a freaking minute about what not being able to see is.
He's probably looking here and thinking, well, he can't think. He has no brain. Well, he can't look either.
So he's looking around. Well, he's not looking around. He's blind. He doesn't need to see. He can't see it.
He doesn't care about anything. It's fine.
I mean, that must be nice. I kind of wish I was like that too.
Well, all right. Well,
I don't want to think about anything either.
Yeah. Well, you know, these guys, it's one of those situations where they're like, check out this remarkable creature that you can basically find at a pet store. Isn't it crazy that it's here in this cave? But, you know, the producers could have got crazier if they were going to plant something like, you know, they have at your average pet store, you can usually find Colombian cave tetras, which are like,
oh, the fish?
Yeah, it's a fish that's the eyes are just gone because they've lived in caves for so long that they use up too much energy, so they just evolved their eyes off of their face, basically.
I want one of those. I'm literally looking at a fish tank as we record this show. I'm going to evolve the eyes off
your face.
If I could be looking at a fish and I know he's not looking back at me, that would be great right now. Because these two betas that are looking at me are very annoying.
That's like the opposite of Christopher Walken's putting the eyeballs onto plants just to know where they're looking at. You don't want the fish to see you.
Those sound cool. And I'll say this, Chris. I don't know what if you're throwing out some kind of accusation that they're planting translucent crawfish into ponds in this show. I am always been a believer in Justin and Brittany, and I'm glad that they're together doing this. Very cool, Justin and Brittany. This cave could definitely sustain monster life. That was the point of this, which Troy and Charlie hope to prove by leaving some tech in the cave. We got more tech.
I'm going to rig up the audio recorder. We're going to lower that into the hole because I want to hear if there's anything in that hole. So we'll come back. We'll pull up the audio recorder. We'll review what it captured. It's a way of using resources that we have that Sanderson didn't to further the research. The experiment is set. We need to get out. We need to meet Justin and Brittany and see what they've uncovered on their side.
Yeah, I want to meet them too. Wow, we are the wrong show to talk about this. It's too much hole talk and Justin and Brittany, but what do you think they recorded in that hole, you know?
Oh, man. Oh, gross.
They put a recorder there. They're looking for something. And did you notice that Sanderson got a shout out there? It's like, I almost forgot about him. They're like...
That's a bad shout out. Because they're like, oh man, he didn't have audio recorders back in the 70s. We got new advanced technology that he didn't have.
Yeah, like now let's play this audio recording of Sanderson. He's like, hello, friends.
Exactly.
But he is like the Poochie of the show. He needs to be mentioned even during the investigation. And I got to say this, I don't know. I just want to say I reached out to some people from the show. This is something that actually didn't get played on this program. This is some secret hole recording that this is just for, don't tell anyone I have this, but just between us here.
And there's a man-sized hole in the nest.
You could put your hand through a hole in
feces in a cubby hole.
My team leaves me up top, and they go in the hole. Things are supposed to be easy, but you never feel safe.
Like all those holes in your floor?
Yeah, about that hole.
It was just odd how round this hole was.
Okay, yes, Holes and Bowls, Unbelievers podcast, year 6. I realize how many hole-related sound clips we have. Now we have a new one, too. We got
all of your holes and bowls needs.
What is that? Is that a hole? I don't know what that is. It's big in there. It opens up.
It's huge in there.
Okay, so there you go. That was the exclusive audio that I was able to see. But We have not heard much from Brittany on these clips, but I do think Brittany is a real one. I really enjoyed her on the show, especially here after they leave the caves and figure out that something could be living there, Monsters Underground style, and she defends its potential cryptid factness. That's a word, right?
Here's the deal. What is called the Gowrow could be a known animal that has been impacted by environmental factors.
What if there's just something that's been living in the caves all this time that's never seen the light of day? It's not supposed to see the light of day.
Because it's obviously come out, somebody shot it.
But if it uses the tunnels, it uses the natural waterways that live within the tunnel, that's a whole underground world. The biggest thing about Ivan Sanderson that I love and I appreciate was that he didn't stop when he thought there might have been a dead end. He kept pushing past that. And because he pushed past that, he found a luminous lizard found within caves that had not been known or documented by science yet, which is huge. And I really believe that there is potentially something living in the cave systems underground that science has not documented yet, and it's waiting to be discovered.
Yes, Brittany, the spirit of Ivan lives in you, just like the monster is in this cave. And look, don't forget the luminous lizard, okay? The fact that Ivan found a luminous lizard opens up all the potential and possibilities. I love that Brittany is like the kind of believer, unbeliever kind of voice in this. And she's like, no, we're here for cryptids. I don't care about anything else. I love it.
Yeah, she's like, shut up.
Yeah, and the other guy's like, I don't know, what are you talking about? He shot. He's like, who cares? Yeah, I went in here. We figured it out. It goes down in here. And yes, Sanderson, staying a theme. They keep with the Sanderson theme. I only clipped one of them, but the old-timey Ivan Sanderson drop-ins, they are used throughout the show. I love them. But I got to say this is just to whatever streaming service is running this. The commercial placement after them is a bit jarring. This is not at all the fault of Justin or Brittany or Charlie, but jarring nonetheless. Listen to this Ivan interruption. I hated this.
One of the greatest debates has been how and why whole slews of apparently quite competent, productive, and well-integrated life forms, such as the so-called dinosaurs, have, from time to time, just vanished from the fossil record. Yet the crocodilians, tortoises, snakes, and lizards, and the little tuatara of New Zealand survived. Therefore, the question must be posed, what if these relics have not vanished from the historical record and live among us?
Let's light this place up! I'm not worried about Bobby. What? Let's go!
God damn it. I thought that was a show.
That is so good.
Okay, that was not edited,
Wow.
Go Ivan and all. But yeah, the very jarring commercial placement they put in there when Ivan's getting super serious and you're thinking this happened. Okay, enough nonsense. Sorry.
Cereal, because we're talking caves here.
Enough nonsense on either of our part. We are nearing the end, and they decide to return to the cave to finally find this Gowrow who's leaving chalky excrement, clawing things up after being shot at by old Santa Man Lee. These are serious investigators, emphasis on the gator, and they are going to solve this mystery. Here they are, back in the cave. Charlie has a little desk set up. Now, I found this part very weird. I know, Chris, you watched this. Did you notice towards the end, when they return to the cave, Charlie sets up a laptop and a desk in a cave. You know how there's always the guy monitoring things on the screens? He has a little desk set up in a cave. It's very, very strange looking. So he wants to stay very far away from this action, from the very real cave reptile that dwells in this subterranean hellhole.
Yeah, it's called a mobile command center.
It did look a little bit like that. I love it. So here he is, and he's definitely sending them off to certain doom, but hopefully not.
Team eyes and ears here. Y'all go that way, and I will let you know if something is coming your way.
Okay.
Justin, Troy, and Brittany are going to start their hunt in the room where the recording was captured. It's entirely possible the room butts up against Brittany and Justin's waterfall. It does seem that whatever is in these caves is staying close to an area with a contained water source. Hopefully the animal is nearby and the team will be able to find it.
How far do you think we got?
We're doing good. We're gonna go around this corner.
Yeah, so most of these shows and ghost shows, I always think that would be lame to be the screen guy. Not this time. This cave is very scary. I actually wouldn't mind being the screen guy. And what was that? Justin and Brittany's Waterfall. That sounds like an album.
Yeah, I was thinking the TLC music video instantly. And then, but Bowser's in, like, behind the waterfalls.
Right. This is like Mario and the princess together with Bowser in the background. That's our version of Justin and Brittany. Man, Justin and Brittany should have played that. That would have been great.
Why didn't they?
It's all Hollywood, politics, and everything. Who ended up? Who was the guy who played Mario? It was Guardian of the Galaxy,
shit.
right?
Chris Pratt. Yeah, it was Chris Pratt, huh?
Yeah.
Jesus, I totally forgot about that movie.
Everyone hated on it, and then the movie, everyone watched it and was like,
it was fun.
It was fun. It was fine. I saw it in the theater. I liked it. It was fine. It was no problem.
Well, now I'm glad I didn't watch this documentary because I'm envisioning a completely different thing than what you guys saw, and I think it's more fun in my head.
I will say it's equally as fun because I love the actual show, but the fantasy version of the show is even better. So now it's about to go down because this harrowing cave investigation actually is a success. It's unbelievable. When Justin, Brittany, and Troy actually find a monster.
What we're doing is we're following the tracks that we've seen. It's starting to open up. Maybe getting closer to it, so please be careful. These are pretty fresh, so it's moving back and forth today.
Troy.
Right there, he's going in that hole. We got him.
It's a fact.
We got an alligator. What are you doing?
Holy shit.
Well, then we need to get him out.
They found an alligator.
Well, this alligator definitely shouldn't be living down here. It must have used underground cave systems and waterways to migrate here. So now we're going to be able to take this animal and put it in a more suitable environment.
They are dealing with a cave gator.
Just give me some space, okay? A little bit.
Give them room.
So, yeah, son of a bitch. They did it. They found an actual alligator, not a gowrow, but who cares, living inside this deep cave system that has somehow been able to work his way through ponds and everything to live inside of a cave. There's an alligator in a cave.
Son of a dip biscuit. That's just unheard of.
I don't know, man. I was kind of, you're a little more charitable with these guys than me, Russ. I think they put that gator in there, but since they were going to do that anyway, I was hoping they would like dress him up as if he like rolled through some garbage and like got a Halloween costume like stuck on him. Like, maybe he's got like a Bob Ross wig or something. And that's why they thought it was like a Gowrow or whatever. They could have dressed him up a little bit if they're going to put him in there, but
put some lipstick on him. God.
But this you're very impressed by this, Russ, but don't you see such animals on a regular basis?
I see them, of course. I am Louisiana. Yes, of course. There's, as Rob used to say, yes, there's water flowing in front of my house. I live in front of a canal, according to him. There's gators everywhere.
You mean you've got an
I'm familiar
aquifer?
with gators. That's why seeing this was so strange. Gators are a very scary thing, especially being in the water. I think that makes them the most scary because they get you under there. They can do whatever they want with you. A gator gets you in the water, is doing whatever it wants to you. That's very scary. There was something about this gator in a cave. No, there's something about a gator in a cave. When I saw it, I was like, oh, I could get away from him. He moves a mile a day. I can do that.
On land?
Yeah, exactly. He's on land. He's in a cave. There's no water
caves
here.
Caves
he was
have
totally
water.
not scary. He was kind of scary, but they taped his mouth up really quick because that's the good thing about having two beast hunters. These guys, Troy and Justin, they immediately were like, oh, we got this gator. And all right, if you want to, pull the facade down, the fact this guy mentioned that his house is full of urate gator pee and that he has gators and anacondas just everywhere, it could be, but I don't think so. I think they actually solved something, that they found that, this Gowrow was actually some lost alligator who lived in a cave.
Well, why is that a Gowrow instead of just it's a gator, right?
No, it's not. It is just a gator. It is just a gator. I would say that the
gator golf, man.
I would say that the translucent crawfish was more impressive of an actual cryptid, but it's not like any of the other shows that we follow actually ever found anything and ever pulled anything off like this.
I thought it was interesting. It was very claustrophobic going through this. So being in that environment with an actual alligator in there and figuring out how it got there, I don't know. Yeah, like I said, Kentucky Cryptids, Cowboy H-Pub, set the bar so low, I'm jumping back up. I
think, Chris has a point that you are very easily impressed.
I'm also easily tricked. That's why I need you guys. I've always said
Which is funny because, like, as opposed to your alter ego dangerous, you're safety-rous. So you should be, equally afraid of these things. So that explains the being impressed by it and being tricked. But, being tricked, you're going to end up in a cave
the duality of
things.
safety Russ and danger Russ. I appreciate you bringing that in here. That's perfect.
I'm looking at a gator head right now, by the way. I have a taxidermied gator. Actually, this is a crocodile, I think. Yeah.
Pointed nose.
But so it's funny. This is very fitting because I just got it very recently.
Neither are a Gaurau, but it's fine.
Oh, it might be.
Look, I want to give props to Lost Monster Files and Team Sanderson. And here is the wrap up back at Sanderson Central with Charlie and Brittany, the actual stars of the show. It's not Justin and Brittany. Charlie and Brittany are the actual stars of the show. So they go back to their very cool Sanderson archive to wrap this thing up.
I think we can reasonably explain away what Lee was experiencing and what people are seeing recently is a known animal, the gator.
Right.
But it's worth considering that the historical account of the Gaurau is still wide open, right?
Yes.
Because we have hundreds, if not thousands, of miles of cave.
Yep.
We have unknown species being discovered every year. And the Gaurau, to me, could be an undiscovered species.
But for me personally, though, after being in those caves and learning how uncharted it was, and the fact that we actually did find something inside the cave, and I'm not even just talking about the alligator.
Right.
The crawfish. We literally found a way that takes it all the way back to what Darwin was talking about evolution. I still think that those Gaurau's could still be out there. We can't take that off the table yet. This just solved one part of the mystery.
The Gaurau could very well be a species we just haven't discovered yet. Something that's evolved over hundreds of years, thousands of years, or even a Lazarus species.
I still think that those Gaurau's could still be out there. We still had some areas in that cave that we didn't get a chance to get into.
I would like to get back out there, but we can make a reasonable conclusion that something is happening there.
Whew. And man, Brittany, she really has that true believer spirit there. Finding a gator doesn't disprove Gaurau to her. It makes it even more possible, especially that little crayfish.
Yeah, exactly. And I've always had that standpoint myself. That point of view is like, I think my go-to posit is the idea that when you go into the deep sea and we keep finding like these creepy ass, like alien looking things, it's like this planet's freaking weird. It's got a lot of weird shit. So why not?
Yeah, and it seems like there's always that, and they talk about that Lazarus thing. There's always this one loophole kind of thing. And this actually feels like they are scratching a surface of something that could be. Like I said, I want to go in the caves. Maybe there is something down there. If gators can make it down there, and
that's
pop up and get shot a bunch of times. I also want to mention this as we're kind of getting close to the end. They mentioned later, like when they were actually checking out the actual gator they found in there, they are treating it as if it's the one that
They were hollering, Poppy, Poppy.
That Poppy shot earlier. They're like, oh, no wonder he couldn't shoot it.
Gator that took.
They were petting the gator they caught, and they're like, oh, no wonder he couldn't shoot it because he was shooting with a 22, and this guy's got tough skin. It's like, wait, he never said he had a 22. I thought.
Oh, definitely hit it. I'm a veteran. I'm trained to hit the target.
You hit it with a 22.
You can hit it, but like you could hit it with a BB gun too. But it's
right, and it has like a secret tunnel that leads down to his little Minecraft land where he lives amongst all these caves. That's very cool to me that this gator is so elusive that he can just pop into ponds. How does he do it? It sounds like a fun existence what this gator's got going on. All right, we've come towards the end, and I got to ask, I don't know, what should the poll be? Should it be something like, what's the weirdest thing in caves? Should monster shows get awards? Would you explore an alligator cave? What do you think the poll should be, Drea?
Did they place the gator in there, or was it really there?
Oh, we're really going to go for that. Chris, is that what you want too?
I was going to say, what was Poppy actually shooting at? But I'm good with that.
I like where Drea's going with it. So Drea wants to know: is that a planted gator? All right. Is a fake gator in the Lost Monster Files show? That should be it. So go to unbelieverspodcast.com to answer that. And let's move on now with not just a song, but some final words from the man himself, Ivan Sanderson.
The skeptics will only believe when hard facts are presented to them. But for us, the few who push the boundaries of discovery, we stop only when faced with an answer. We believers are willing to uncover species previously unknown, regardless of how outlandish the more skeptical scientists think them to be. But when, in spite of our differences, the skeptics and the believers combine forces, we can provide paths for findings greater than ever before.
Ivan.
Yeah.
Ivan.
You tell him, Ivan.
I-V-A-N, Ivan. I-V-A-N, Ivan. Ivan.
Yeah, there he is, giving that Coach Rah-Rah speech there. That was pretty good stuff from Ivan Sanderson and Lost Monster Files. I really enjoyed this show. I love this team. I need to check out more. I was hoping that they would put out a new episode. I think their first season, that was the last episode of their season. They put out 6 episodes. They are very fresh, very new. Drea, that episode came out last Wednesday when our episode came out. Yeah, it's wild,
the
right?
13th. The very auspicious date of 13th. I think probably that's why they're going to never be back on this show again.
Only maybe in a good way.
I think so. Yeah.
I want to check out.
I think
more
it'll be good to revisit. I think.
And hey, I mean, I don't want to say it, but man, I might have reached out to one of the hosts just to say, hey, I actually like your show, and I've spoken to it. It's weird. I've spoken with a few people online just from our recent episodes, and Chris, you're aware of this when we did our King of UFOs episode. I still need to talk to the child diver has been in touch with us, and we will get to that. We will talk to him soon enough.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that.
No, you don't need to be, but you do need to answer for all your claims, and I will put your feet on the fire.
It comes with the territory with this show.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely happening. Yeah, but I think we got off the hook tonight. I don't think Lee is going to come for us. Everyone else we're very cool with on Lost Monster Files. Cool show, good show, and we're gonna move on to and. I don't know, maybe if in case I forget to say it later, we are looking for a new podcast logo if you want to reach out about that. But now we have to get to our third favorite segment. And what is it, you two?
Oh, pond results.
This week's pond, what should Cowboy H-Bub do next? And the choices were host a game show, work at a theme park, make more cryptid documentaries, make a children's show, or other. I'm going to ask you, Drea Mora, what do you think the Unbelievers said?
I forgot what the second one was.
Work at a theme park.
Yeah, that. Oh, fuck.
It was that game show, theme park, cryptid docs, or children's show.
Yeah, theme park.
All right. What about you, Chris Porteous?
I completely agree. I think the intention is that he's a Dollar General Joe Exotic, which is saying a lot. So theme park.
Nope. Sorry. Both of you are wrong with 38% of the vote. Host a game show is surprisingly what the Unbelievers said. But of course, there are others. Here's the others. The fact that the legacy of the Unbelievable podcast still burns strong is like too unbelievable for me. Drea and Russ will take us to the future and put zappers on their face. Signed, my name is Jeff. Wow, thank you so much.
That is too much. I'm blushing too much now.
Yeah, because you shouldn't have.
And just to clarify, Dave, about why you'd want to put it on your face.
Thank you so much. My name is Jeff. I guess I got to give him his other clip too, if I can find it real quick. Here we go.
My name is Jeff.
Okay, that's the other. My name is Jeff. That's all you get. You get that one.
I was like, wait, did I wake up?
I forgot about that. I did that to trick Rob a long time ago. Never tricked me. Here we go.
My name is Jeff.
Okay, thank you, Jeff, for those nice words. What should Cowboy H-Bud do next? Edibles. Signed, Corrupted Mass. Very simple. He should do edibles. Sure. I would love to see that.
He'll just turn normal.
He turns into Ivan.
Yeah, he would be a much better Ivan. Where he'd be losing things for 50 years for us to find and make great TV shows out of. But thank you so much, Corrupted Mask. What should Cowboy H-Bub do next? Get a vasectomy from Whooping Hooper. Whooping Hooper. Oh, okay. we're kind of on the same. We're kind of on the same page. All right, thank you so much.
You made me snort.
That was the Dungarvan Hooper. That was hooping.
All right, and I know Chris's guys are back. That's a Canadian cryptid, that Whooping Hooper. So Chris is pumping his fist. Thank you so much, Whooping Hooper. What should Cowboy H-Bub do next? He should get over his preconceived notions regarding in-laws and undiscovered monsters to become more of a real individual seeking the truth. I am the Eighth Wonder. My name is Jeff. Oh, another My Name is Jeff. This isn't even the same one. This has happened before. We've had multiple Jeffs chiming in here.
There's a lot of Jeffs in the world, man.
I don't know what I can do. Here we go.
My name is Jeff.
Okay, maybe that's the real Jeff because we got that. We got not the weird one. Thank you so much. It just says M name Jeff. This is a very lazy Jeff. Thank you so much. Wow, getting really deep into it. What? Oh, wait, what should Cowboy H-Bub do next? I love me some octopus. It gave me an erection for like 6 hours and it was pretty painful. Signed, Squatch Lover 69. Going deep into the clips with the erections.
Deep into Mel's bowl,
I think I have it though, Squatch Lover. What about this?
An erection for like 6 hours afterwards, and it was pretty painful.
Yeah, it was. Thank you, Squatch Lover. And this is actually a quick poll results. I think Cowboy H-Bub not only turned us off, but turned off everyone in poll results. Didn't even want to chime in. I get it. You better chime in on this one, though. But here we go. The final one for this evening. What should Cowboy H-Bub do next? Cowboy H-Bub? H-Bub as in human buddy? Looks like Tubi is in bed with the reptilians, and that's gay. Oh, we don't do that for one thing. Signed, Unbelievable Penguin. Let's see if I can find... All right, here you go. Unbelievable Penguin. I got it.
Get in bed with the reptilians, okay? It's gay for one thing. We don't do that.
All right, Unbelievable Penguin. This is a pretty brief one. There were no prizes allowed for this one. At least I didn't offer one. Maybe we should.
What do you mean? No. What do you mean?
Well, I've given out. I want to say Ramidus and
Carnival Barker.
So Ramidus and Thinler's Lisp from a few episodes ago, who I promised prizes for winning poll results. They got their prizes. Those are out there. They're very happy with them.
Well, it was a limited running promotion. So
it was. Yes. I let people know beforehand. But I think the people who actually signed up for this one, I might actually send you some kind of prize just because we didn't get a lot of people in poll results. This will be fun. It's a random one. Maybe next week. Hey, go into unbelieverspodcast.com. But I'm going to ask you guys. So there's just a few. Get a vasectomy from Whooping Hooper. There you go. Very, very good. We had edibles from Corrupted Mask. We had the fact that the legacy of Unbelievers podcast still bird strong is too unbelievable for me. Drea and Russ take us to the future and put zappers on their faces. I like that. He should get over his preconceived notions regarding in-laws and undiscovered monsters to become more of a real individual seeking the truth. I am the Eighth One. Okay, Jeff was going off there. I love the octopus. It gave me an erection for like 6 hours. It's pretty painful.
We heard them.
Who do you think won, Drea?
I mean, the one that I fucking almost fell off my chair laughing at. The vasectomy.
A vasectomy? Get a vasectomy? That's a pretty good one.
I didn't see that one coming, and neither
That's so mean and so appropriate. How about you, Chris Porteous? You like that?
No, I mean, there's no contest. You know, like you guys had some flattery in there. That's one thing, but Whooping Hooper is playing the game correctly, and he's hitting tens. So there's no contest here as far as I'm concerned.
All right, agreed. And yes, you actually kind of put it forward. People being complimentary. Actually won prizes, and you kind of backed that up, but I like this as well. So congratulations with Get a Vasectomy, Whooping Hooper. You just won this week's poll results.
And
all right, we've come to the end of the program.
Hold on. We have to know his prize is going to be, we're going to send you a vasectomy. So
yes, this is what you get. You and Cowboy H-Bub will be in the same boat. We both getting vasectomies. If he gets one, you get one. That's the plan. That's how we're doing
and if you already have one, you're going to reverse it and get another one.
I'm sorry. If you want to get in the poll results, you never know what the outcome's going to be. And this time, it's not so cool unless you wanted one. And then, honestly, and we're joking. We're not actually going to pay if you want one. We'll give you one if you don't want one. Thank you so much, Whooping Hooper. So we're going to the end of the program. Before we go, Drea Mora, do you have anything you want to say?
Oh my God, no, not really. No, I just want to remind people that if there's a gator, just give it a whack.
Right, and any nice messages.
Gator golf. Just carry golf balls with you.
Absolutely, yes. And Happy Madison 2 is coming soon. Happy Gilmore, whatever. One of those ones with the gator and the golf. And yes, and Dre also want to say, hopefully this is out on Thanksgiving, maybe. Have a great Thanksgiving, everybody. How about you, Chris Porteous? Do you have anything you want to say or plug?
I've been doing a lot of random shows lately, but you could check out CW Movie Night on the Collecting Weekly YouTube channel, where I've been doing some movie reviews with some of the guys over on that channel and having a lot of fun doing it.
Now, Chris, what does CW stand for?
It stands for Collecting Weekly, which is the main show on that channel.
Oh, okay, good. Good to know. Thank you.
That's what the CW network was, too. You just never knew it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I always thought, never mind. I'm not going to say it was like Cuckold Weekly, but
What
never know. You just never know.
Is that what the CW was about? Is that what Buffy was all about? Cuck Weekly? Oh, man.
I mean, it got called CW after Buffy. Okay,
listen. Drea's just revealing, some of the most well-kept secrets in Hollywood,
Yeah, I'm on the list now.
Yeah,
that wasn't supposed to be out there.
He was a bit of a cuck in that show. We all know it. Now we can finally say it. And I'll just say, I want to plug, look, if you have any artistic ability, you want to help us, we want a new logo going into next year, and this is a paying gig. And reach out if you want to work with us on that. I would appreciate that. The Unbelievers host today were Drea Mora, Chris Porteous, and me, Russ Ryan. Our editor is Issa YZ. You can join our Patreon by going to patreon.com/Unbelievers podcast for a bonus episode. So much more. There's so much stuff on there. Check it out. That is how you support the show. We don't do ads. We don't charge you anything. We just have that Patreon, and that's it. It keeps the show going. You can follow the show on X at Unbelievers Podcast and Instagram at Unbelievers Podcast. Our Facebook group is the Unbelievable Podcast Network. Our music advisor is Pandora3373. Our composer and theme song creator is Unbeliever AA Ron, aka Ron Shilb. Follow him on Instagram at AA Shilb. Our official graphic designer, card maker, designer logo is Raymond Rowell. For now, check out his work at Harley Warren Art on Twitter and HarleyWarren.com on the internet. Our official Guardian of the Bench is at Kraken Stacker. Our official Alien Bopper is Nunchuck Bob. And from Patreon, our official reptilian at the post office is Postal Patty. Our official extraterrestrial woman still waiting for #rubbing heads to trend as Crescent Moon. We're getting there. Our official Reverend Doctor of the podcast is the non-Newtonian Druid. Our official Big Island Friendly Paranormal Weatherman is Green Finnock. Our official procrastinator is Jeffrey Hartneriff. Our official Baby Yoda publicist is Pam D. Our official Unbeliever listening to stations for him is Marbella Scott E. Our official Unbeliever raising Puckwudgies is Joe Filler. Our official Madman is Unbeliever Adam. Our official Unbelievers time traveler is Jerome Nelson. Our official Ghost Hunter is Amelia Childs. Ghost hunting in New England will be Halloween. Our official Senior European correspondent is K Mill, the I Don't Know podcast. Our official paranormal art curator is Isis Haynes. Our official Rod is Rod. Our official Unbelievers in need of titles are Mike Henry, Todd X, Liz Vicious, Sandra, Deborah Falls, Ramiro, Trash Baby, Adam Dvorak, Retro Josh. In this week's Unbeliever focus is Ginger Viking Jesus on X, who is making it their personal goal to tell at least 10 family members about the podcast at his Thanksgiving festivities this year. I know that sounds very annoying. He's going to let his family know whether they like it or not about the show. Will he meet his goal?
Oh, definitely hit it. I'm a veteran. I'm trained to hit the target.
All right, good night. Shout out to...
We're hollering, Poppy, Poppy.
God damn. So stupid. Happy Thanksgiving. Good night.
Oh, yikes.
Don't.
Keep
going. Yikes. That would be perfect.
Yeah, please do.
What is that? Is that a hole?
I don't know what that is.
Yikes. Okay.
Discontinue. Discontinue.